I was having too much. I was having too much fun. So happy Thursday, everybody. Good to see you. Big waves to you. I always know when I'm saying too much. Andrea is like, let's mute the lines and get this thing started. So good morning, all, and I love the smiling faces and everybody tuning in. And I know so many people across the South is getting rain right now, and we're praying for all of our brothers and sisters in the North that needs rain, that you'll get some hopefully this weekend. So happy Thursday to you, and please in the chats and the comments, let us know where you're tuning in from. Our word for today, we've been kind of going through. I told Andrea this yesterday. I said we've been getting kind of deep with you know leading with love and talking about all this, and it's so important. Um, so we moved a little bit today, and the word that we're going to use today is fair. Fair. And I really thought a lot about this word since we decided to use it. Fair. How many of you lived in the world back in the day where not everybody got a trophy? You know, not everybody got a trophy. You had to actually earn it. I those days growing up, and then the world changed to where it was like, well, we got to give everybody a trophy. Like we just got to be fair to everybody. And I don't think we've done society justice by doing that. That's my personal opinion. Um, but on the same token, the word fair really, if you look at the definition, fair is without cheating or trying to achieve unjust advantage in accordance with the rules or standards, legitimate, um, marked by honesty, free from interest, prejudice, and favoritism, a very fair person to do business with, conforms to rules, um, and when I got to looking at this, I couldn't help but to go to a definition. And Andrea today is going to follow up with some tips just to keep us in line. We always talk about that we're living this dash, right? From when we were born to when the good Lord takes us home. And we're living this dash. And it's like, I need rules. I need guidelines to self-check Brent Palmer to make sure, Brent, are you that person that has got standards? Are you that person that's got rules that you govern yourself with? Are you that person that people are going to look at and go, man, he's a fair guy to do business with? And I saw this definition, this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt back in the day that said, it is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. And man, this applies so much today in our walk, in our journey, in our life. It's like we all have people that we come in contact with and that we do business with or that we relationship with. And how many of us, I know I do this, I fail at this, where there's times where I'm asking you to do something that I'm not necessarily doing myself. And this was the check this morning for me to really govern myself into being a person that is walking the walk, not just talking the talk, the person that is moving with the tongue in my shoes, meaning my feet, rather than just the tongue in my mouth and telling people what to do and actually living it out. Because so many times, I think about our business. I'm like, Bill and Susan, you need to make some calls. You need to reach out to people. Am I reaching out? Am I doing what I'm asking them to do? Erica, you need to run a promotion and give up some money to your team. And, am I doing that? Or maybe it's that, hey, everybody, phase 2 of level up. You need to step away from maybe 60 days of alcohol because of what it does to your metabolism. But am I stepping away? Am I walking the walk of what I'm talking to people about doing? Or maybe it's just, hey, you need to drink a gallon of water a day for what it can do for your cells and making your cells just function at a, and becoming and creating healthy tissue. But am I drinking a gallon of water? Am I walking the walk? And I think the word fair today really brought me and centered me around, Brent, you got to govern yourself because we're all human. There was only one perfect person in this world, and I'm flawed. I'm flawed. I come with scars and warts and everything bad, right? And so I got to continue to keep myself accountable to, are you doing it? If you're going to ask Cheryl to do it, Brent, are you doing what you're asking Cheryl to do? And I guess that's where my mind went. And last but not least, and I'm going to turn it to Andrea to give 8 tips that we can really govern ourselves with and think about being fair, is my mentor told me a long time ago, one of the biggest things I appreciate most about him, he said, Brent, when you're doing business, it's going to sting. It's really going to sting you at times. But do the right thing, even if it costs you money. And over time, doing the right thing will bring so much value in your relationships, in your business endeavors. And there's been so many times that has come back to me in his teaching of doing the right thing. But I'm flawed, and I have to govern myself, I have to keep myself accountable. And so, Andrea, I want to turn it to you and maybe tag team with me. I know you've been looking at these 8 steps, but I appreciate you being on here today to share.
Well, of course, always excited to be on here. And I found 2 quotes that before I move into the 8 steps that I love. So the first one is, the only thing that makes life unfair is the delusion that it should be fair. And I think, kind of looking around, I don't know if you guys have ever had this conversation with your kids, but saying like life isn't fair. Like nobody said that that's what you get. That's not in the Constitution anywhere. And fair doesn't mean, the second one, and I say this to my kids way too often probably, but fair doesn't mean, and this one says every child, but I'm going to say person. Fair doesn't mean giving every person the same thing. It means giving every person what they need. And that's Rick Lavoie. And I think sometimes we think that it should just be like that. Fair means equal across the board. And that might not be fair. You might have one person, let's say in your business, that needs a little bit more attention and another person that's more independent. Well, it wouldn't be fair if you gave them the same amount of attention, right? That would not be fair. So fair can look different. So what does fair look like? So 8 little steps or tips. First of all, take turns. Right? Take turns. It could be in a conversation. It could be picking up dinner. It could be, helping with your friends' kids, but take turns. Keep it fair, right? Like, and within your means, like your means might not be the same as somebody else's, but it can still be fair in the way that you take turns, if that makes sense. 2, tell the truth. This is an easy one, right? Let's just live with integrity. Let's be honest. That's fair, right? 3, play by the rules. So I'll admit that I have spent a lot of my life thinking that there's a lot of rules out there that were made to be broken, and I'll stand by that. But the rules of integrity, the rules of building a business in a way that's ethical, the rules of relationships, that I'll follow. Okay, so let's play by the rules. 4, think about how your actions will affect others. And we could walk through life just living and doing what we want to do and only thinking about how it affects us. But we do have to think about how it affects the rest of this world. I think about, walking the puppy, right? I do it all the time. And she leaves little presents for the world. And I could just keep going, right? But that wouldn't be fair. So I pick up those presents, I bring them back to my trash can, right? Listen, number 5, listen to other people with an open mind. Again, we can be so set in our ways, and that's not necessarily fair. I might not be right. So I need to be fair and have an open mind and hear what Anna has to say or hear what Eva Marie has to say, because that might be the true fair on that side. 6, don't blame other people for your mistakes. As Coach said, I'm just like him, highly flawed. I screw up in a variety of ways on a daily basis. And the fair thing to do is to take responsibility for my screw ups every single day. 7, don't take advantage of other people. That should be simple. I don't even think we need to say don't take advantage of people. I think that's easy peasy. I hope. And again, that kind of goes back to fairness though. Like sometimes, and I can be guilty of this, that somebody's in a different situation than you are, and you might not think you're taking advantage of them because you're using just a little bit more of their resources than you're using of your own, right? Oh, they have more, so they won't miss it. But that's not fair. Like, don't take advantage of other people. And then lastly, don't play favorites. So, again, so you read this and you think guilty, 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 but don't play favorites. There's so many ways that we could, right? So many, I might like somebody on social media more, so I'm going to give their posts a little bit more love, or on the team, or the kid that's cooperating, they're going to get to hang out and do a little bit more with mom that day, but we have to overall just try to be fair, don't play favorites, and give everybody an equal chance. So that's what I got for you guys today. Thanks for letting me be on this morning. It's always fun.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And, one of the things as we end that, Andrea, we were talking about as we were preparing for this is, we do want to give everyone an equal chance, but fair isn't always equal. And that's one of the points that you kept bringing out, is fair isn't always equal. And I'm actually going to give away a book that I read. Oh man, I read one time when I was in education, and it was actually fair isn't always equal. Because when you're dealing with kids and you're dealing with coaching and you're coaching kids, it's you do have the ones that are just a little easier to deal with, right? I have it in business today. Like, there's people sometimes that are very hard to deal with. And then there's others that are just an absolute delight. I got to make sure that I'm giving a fair advantage to everyone, but also at the same time understanding that fair isn't always equal. And so this book was a great read for me when I was in education and I was in coaching. I think it's a great read if you're in business as well. So, Andrea, have you read this book by chance?
I have not, but I saw Jane comment it, and I'm going to ask that you only give away one because there's only one in stock. So
okay,
today is going to be a one book day.
I guess I want to give away one book, though. I didn't prepare for this, but I'm like, the book just came to my mind. So, and Jane, that makes sense because Jane's in education too. So somebody's going to get a great read today. So let's type fair in the comments, and fair in the comments right now. Fair isn't always equal. And it's a great read. Somebody's going to be blessed. Pass it along once you read it to somebody else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's stop. Who is the lucky winner?
Vince Green.
Oh, Vince Green.
So Vince, please text me your address and we'll order that book, and do it quick because it says there's only one in stock. So I got to order fast.
One in stock. It's a hot commodity. Yes.
It is.
All right. All right. Well, love you guys. Grateful for you. Have a great Thursday. Rock today. And we'll see you back here tomorrow to close out the week.
Love you guys. Have a great week.
Have a great day.